in a famous book of anonymous authorship called Toldos Yeshu. Toldos Yeshu is kind of the Jewish history of Yashka. And this was a widely circulated work in the Middle Ages, anonymous authorship, and it actually had multiple versions as well. The story is that the 9th of Teves is a yortzeit. It is the day of the death of a righteous person. But the righteous person we are commemorating is not Ezra HaSofer, but it's a man called Shimon Kippah. Shimon Kippah. Kippah in Aramaic is rock. Shimon Kippah is none other than the man that is known in the Christian Bible as Simon Peter, the Apostle Peter, Yashka's closest disciple, and the one who succeeded him as the leader of the church. Peter became the first pope, the first bishop of Rome, and his name was Simon, Shimon, and Peter means rock, Petra. And Yashka gave him the name Peter because he says, upon this rock I will found my church. And in Aramaic, that's Kippah. Kippah means rock, and Shimon Kippah is the Apostle Peter.
Peter, according to Judaism,
is what?
He's a secret agent of Judaism that was put by the Jews themselves to protect the Jewish people from those big, mean Christians. It's very, very interesting.
Now, according to Sefer Toldos Yeshu, it refers to one person, and he was a rabbi who was sort of amongst the sages, and he went into a secretive, sort of a double agent role for the purpose of corrupting Christianity. The early Christianity was already corrupted, but his goal was to go in there to make it so corrupted that regular Jewish people would have nothing to do with it. The description given refers to Paul, and in the Rashi commentary we have Paul as well as Simon, Peter, and John. So within these people who are described as authentic Jews, who in order to separate Christianity away from the Jewish people, created this New Testament. They took a language, either way, they took a language that was not something the Jewish people would use, Greek or Latin. It would not be acceptable to the Jewish people. And they wrote the books in those languages. And they created customs that were different from the Jewish customs. So the Jewish people would stay away from Christianity.
The manuscript circulated in secret among Jews. Toldos Yeshu presents the later history of the Christian religion, which of course happened because the Jews planted a sort of counter agent who was going to act as if he was a Christian, but he was going to convince the Christians to leave the Jewish religion.
The Talmud continues with, their script and language were borrowed from another nation. Rashi's commentary to this continues, others wrote their books for them. So others wrote their books for them, namely John, Paul, and Simon Peter. All of them Jews. They, the Jews, transformed the language into an obscure one in order to separate them from Israel. They impersonated priests and ordained all the